What up, everybody? This is Dario Hunt from Living Life Fearless, and I'm here with my reaction to Manchester by the Sea. You had to been living under a pretty big rock if you didn't hear about Manchester by the Sea leading up to the Oscars. It was pretty much impossible to avoid the overflowing hype train, and there was a general consensus that Casey Affleck delivered one of those master performances of a lifetime. And I'm all for a good performance, so I had to see what all the fuss was about. The overarching story was pretty simple and straightforward, which seemed to be a recurring theme in a lot of this year's nominations. The plot was more of a general framework than actual driving force behind the movie. The basic rundown is that Casey's brother abruptly dies and he's forced to return to his hometown and take care of his nephew. I'll admit that I did not find the story that enjoyable at all, and it was very slow going and had me actively fighting back sleep for the first third of the movie. But once it hit about the halfway mark, oh shit, man did it hit hard. From that point on, it was one emotional haymaker after another. It was extremely uncomfortable, gut-wrenching, and genuinely hard to watch at times, with one moment in particular between him and his ex that actually had me choking up. I'm a big, strong, tough guy, but one can only take so much. This was by far the movie's biggest success for me. The storytelling overall was just an afterthought, but the smallest moments of silence or simple dialogue hit the hardest by far. Thanks to its unwavering commitment to its somber tone, even when moments dragged on a bit too long. Don't watch this expecting some grand story with life lessons and easy solutions. Instead, watch this for a simple tale about life, tragedy, and the struggle to pick up the pieces left behind. The cinematography in Manchester by the Sea was top notch. They captured the very essence of small town Northeast America with some beautiful shots of the sea and a subdued color palette that really reinforced the somber tone of the movie. They mostly used natural ambient sound throughout, but in the few moments where they did actually use music, it made those moments that much more impactful. The acting is the number one reason to check this movie out. Everybody does a fantastic job, from Casey Affleck to the relative newcomers Lucas Hedges and Michelle Williams. It was absolutely no surprise to me that Casey Affleck won Best Actor. It was an absolutely master performance, and he carries the film throughout. He was able to convey so much emotion with just the simplest of glances or the smallest moments of silence. He's a completely broken man in this movie, and it shows in everything he does. Lucas Hedges had a breakthrough performance and played the perfect foil to Casey Affleck. Michelle Williams doesn't have the biggest role in the movie, but there's one scene in particular with Affleck that steals the show. It's one of the most emotionally charged exchanges I've ever seen in any movie. They all gave amazing performances, and it was really breathtaking stuff. Now, I'm going to go into full-on spoilers for this movie, so if you haven't seen it and don't want to have it ruined for you, I suggest you leave this video now. I will give you about 5 seconds to do so. Alright, now for the most part in the movie, they always hinted at some big event that broke Lee, but they always pulled back right before they revealed it. But when they finally did reveal it, fuck. Talk about heart-wrenching. Inadvertently killing his 3 children in a house fire, and then not being able to live with that fact, and ultimately trying to kill himself in the police station was some extremely hard shit to watch. And then that scene with his ex-wife, Randy, where she pours her heart out to him and tells him that she still loves him and that he can't just go and die, had me choking up. And then the scene earlier where she tells him that she's pregnant again with another guy, and you can just fucking see his heart dropping out of his chest. There were a lot of tough moments in this movie. The whole movie was basically summed up in one line by Lee at the end of the movie, which was, "I can't beat this." Have you seen Manchester by the Sea? What'd you think about it? What'd you think about Affleck's performance? Let me know in the comments below, and be sure to head over to Living Life Fearless and leave your rating for the movie.